Hello and welcome everyone to Chirping Zebras. Mark Riley alongside Gino Binder Jr. as always, coming to you from the Scoreboard Bar and Grill up in Woburn, where we're here to tape in front of a live audience, and it's our third one, and we're very excited. We want to thank our sponsor right off the hop, the Referee's Crease, and also thank AOA Studios and our producer Josh Dolan, who put all this equipment together. And without further ado, our special guest tonight, and we're here to watch the Bruins opening game with Todd Angeli, but we have one of my idols as a kid, Derek Sanderson.
How are you?
Derek, welcome to Chirping Zebras.
Yeah, I'm here. That's good. Yeah. Where's Todd?
Todd is...
Todd's gone. When you going? You got to be going, boy. You got to be going. It's an hour to get into Boston.
Oh, and it's it's an away game.
It's an away game. I'm saying, oh, Todd, I feel bad. I know, I don't feel so bad. Thursday night you'll be here.
Yes.
Police escort. And we'll go earlier. Very good.
Well, he could get the police escort like he got from the bar that night on his first time ever singing. That was a video we actually went pretty viral for us. So, absolutely. Well, he'll sing tonight, but he'll be live in person. We'll be able to hear him here. So,
are you singing here too? That's good. Oh, boy.
We'll have a video of that too for the on the episode later on. We'll show you the vocal stylings of Todd Angeli. So, I want to start out because one thing I found fascinating, Derek, is when you were growing up, you didn't want to be a hockey player in the NHL. You wanted to be a musician.
No, doctor.
A doctor.
Yeah. In Canada, you know Time magazine?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Canada, Maclean's magazine is Canada's Time magazine.
Okay.
So that's the #1 magazine in Canada. 1954, they did a survey on Canadians. What was the most respected profession in Canada? Hockey players beat doctors. Doctors were second.
That's outstanding.
My dad said, "Oh, my boy's not a doctor. He's going to be a hockey player." And he did. He trained me when I was a kid. Okay.
Little.
We got it right? What do you want to do? I don't want to move off this.
There we go.
I think we're good.
We good now? Yeah, I was, yeah. He had me, in the booties, little white booties when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Took a knife, cut the blade off, and tied a tape around it, and I walked around on floors, hardwood floors on tape.
On knives.
On knives.
Just to get you comfortable with the balance.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years old. Went in the backyard at 3. Got a stick in my hand and played all day.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think they made skates that small, but they did. I think 4 is the smallest they had then.
I mean, those leather. Did
He
you
had
have
to
the
stuff
leather
the
skates?
toes in.
Did you have the leather skates?
No, they weren't leather. They were kind of, they're cheap leather.
The cheap leather.
Yeah. The only skates you could have then, if you were a player, had to be tackle roof.
Right.
So I was 13, and the Bruins signed me when I was 13.
13 years.
Yeah.
They bought me I had 4 goals in a midget game in Paris, Ontario. Never scored 4 goals in my life. Harold Cotton, the Bruins scout, was there, and he went in down after the game, and he went down, "You Mr. Sanderson?" He said, "Yeah." He says, "Is this your boy?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Derek, I'm Harold Cotton. I'd like to buy your son's rights." I'm a baby.
Yeah.
I'm a baby. I'm supposed to be. I'm not even old enough to play midget. And he signed me. $100.
$100?
When you
That
see
was
the
a-
good, you see the good.
When you're in Canada, right? When you're in Canada at those days, there's no draft.
Right.
People forget there was no draft till 1970.
Right.
So teams bought everybody they owned up to 70. Then it was a common draft. Why Montreal Canadiens were as good as they were? They had every kid in Canada that had a French-Canadian father was theirs by birth.
They had him at birth.
And then I just got to tell you something, a little fix, wasn't it? So why would Montreal win 14 cups? They had everybody.
You guys showed
You'd have Pat LaFontaine, you would have had Lemieux. The guys you would have had, oh my God.
That's incredible.
That's a lot of Canadians.
Yes, that's a lot of good hockey players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And then the #1 guy there was, what was his name? He was the guru. He was a brilliant guy in Canada. and he retired in 1969. Said, I'm not going to go to the draft. He made one draft pick, and the kid quit and became a firefighter in Vancouver.
No way.
His first draft pick.
Wow.
Anyway, they weren't very good at it then. They were better at buying kids.
They bought kids like.
Bobby Orr, they got him when he was 11, I think.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. The Bruins got him. So now you got to play junior hockey for your hometown.
15, yeah.
Niagara Falls
yeah,
Flyers,
Niagara Falls
right?
Flyers. Yep.
And what was that like being able to play junior hockey, OHL, in your hometown? Because not many people do that.
Well,
like a lot of people can't do
Barrie,
that.
Ontario is the Boston Bruins junior team. Barrie moved to Niagara Falls that summer. So I got an invitation being a local kid. And I was not even in the depth charts. The Flyers. Mm-hmm. There were 4 centermen ahead of me. Well, the 3 that were playing and the guy who was trying for the position. So but what happened to me was, an unbelievable break. One of the best scouts that was ever knew his hockey, Weston Adams Sr.
Okay.
Weston Adams Sr. owned the Boston Bruins. He sent Harold Cotton after me. He bought Bobby Orr. He got all these guys. He had Bobby Clark. He had Rick McLeish. He had Bernie Perrant. He had players that were, and then the draft came at 68. And
Wow.
he lost all his players. We were just about to become Bobby Orr, myself then as the next rookie, and then Perrant and all those guys were coming after.
Yeah.
They were all coming, right? And when you got that, he had a dynasty, but he had lost 3/4 of his drafts.
Oh.
So it almost like hurt them on the other end.
Oh, it really hurt them
Yeah.
at the end, yeah.
Wow.
Because all the picks, all the players they bought, they had to give up. But anyway,
And that must have, obviously that changed the
it's a
landscape.
different spend. Yeah, it's a different look at well, how you're going to run the game and do the game. Remember, there's only 6 private owners.
Right.
Right.
Now, Toronto had 2. And they were entrenched.
Yeah.
From day one, they were it. And minor league teams all sprouted from the American Hockey League came from that. The Central Hockey League came from that. All the leagues and all the ones the Bruins didn't want got sent down and down and down and down, and then they had a whole network of players. And then you got hurt, you brought up. And you got hurt again, you went down. So it was a different world then than now. You got guys making 130 million. God bless them. But that was me.
You were the first, the
was
highest paid athlete in the world,
Highest paid athlete in the world.
and the first athlete to sign $1 million contract.
Yeah, I started 2.6 million.
Yes.
So I came into the office. Johnny McKenzie said, "Come on." He was the coach.
Okay.
Johnny McKenzie brought me into the office and said, "Listen to him." I said, "All right." And I walked in the office and I was making $25,000, paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, but I own Daisy Buchanan.
That's right.
I built Daisy
Yeah.
Buchanan.
What a great spot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I frequent that quite a bit.
Yeah.
That was-
I met
Probably
my
both of
ex-wife
you.
there.
There you go. I met my ex-wife.
I did.
I met a couple almost ex-wives there.
I think we all did.
I know. I had a Elizabeth test. You had to go pretty far. So yeah, it was. Yeah, but I built Daisy, so I had income. I never cashed a check after Joe Namath made me his partner.
Yeah. What was that like,
I
Joe
won Rookie of the
Namath?
Year sitting in my apartment in Boston, and the phone rings. They said, "Derek, yeah, it's Joe Namath." Yeah, sure. Well, yeah.
You
3
hung up
times.
on-
3 times I stepped up.
Hung
Joe,
up.
Derek. It's just Joe, Derek. I got a deal for you. Okay. He said, "Can you come to New York this week?" I said, "Sure. I got nothing to do." Flew into New York. Met Joe at a bar like this. In the back, he's got his feet up and on ice. And he said, I got a proposition to make. I said, "Wow, what's the proposition?" He said, "Well, I want you to be my partner." "In what?" He said, "Bachelor's 3. Now, in those days, a lot of people obviously too young to realize, but in those days, there was only 1967, 65, there's only 3 nightclubs in Boston that allowed girls to go in unescorted. in the country.
Wow.
There was the Peppermint Lounge in Detroit, the Candy Store in L.A., and Bachelor's 3 in New York.
Only 3 in the country.
In the country. If you wanted to go out, guys went out and, you did what you did, but whoever went, they wanted to hook up too, so. But it was, entirely different. And, yeah.
That's amazing.
A lot of amazing things happen that people don't realize. The crazy stuff went on.
So what was it like being Joe Namath's partner?
I don't know. I mean, my feet never touched ground. He was never there. He came in. He's my partner. Everybody, we had a 2-day party, and he left. He didn't play football.
Yeah.
I play hockey. So I'm sitting up in the office, and it's packed. I said, this place is packed. And then I said, I got an idea. I said, the Playboy Club was 4 doors down. And the Playboy Club in those days, before Women's Lib came along and screwed it all up, when they had 64 of the best looking women in the city. But Hefner and Playboy Management had and you were paid attention to rules. They had rules and regs, no parking lot, no nothing. So there was no place for them to meet, husbands, boyfriends, whatever. So I went down and I said, all the girls, all the bunnies, drink free in Bachelor's 3.
Brilliant.
They can meet their boyfriends, meet their girlfriends, whoever they want to meet. Bring your girlfriends, I don't care. And they packed. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday, guys were 6 deep. And all the girls were lined up along the bar. And scantily clad.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. So,
Sex sells.
yeah, it still does. No one's going to beat that.
No, no one's going to beat that.
No, there's a license on that.
And then was that where the idea
Are we
of a
supposed to
daisy?
be talking about this stuff? Or
We
talking
can
about
talk about
sports?
it. No, we'll get to the
Oh,
sports.
this is a free go. It's a free mic.
You might, yeah. You run
This
with
is
it.
way more
Your show.
important. This is more important.
Frank, got a free mic, Frank.
Free
Frank's been
mic.
on twice.
Yeah, I know. They got me back to where I was.
No.
I drift back there sometimes.
Now, was that where the idea of a Daisy Buchanan's came out of? And so
I was sitting there and the office was above and looked down on the Bachelor's 3. So we were upstairs. And my partner and I were looking, and there was a line of maybe 40 people. It was 10 o'clock at night. And we had a chef who was in the basement. And he had to go through a dumbwaiter to send up the steaks.
Oh, yeah.
This guy was a maniac, but we needed a better place. So I talked to Joey about the kitchen being better. He goes, why are we doing this for him? Never thought of it. Yeah, I don't know. Why? He said, we can own our own bar. And you're here. I said, good. I can make Joe my partner. Yeah, okay. So Joey says, I've been looking at a place. I said, you know something? How long have you been looking at this place? Probably about the 5th night we started. It was just packed.
yeah.
And I went down and I said, what's this? He said, it's a basement apartment. I said, no one's going to go downstairs to a basement.
I did.
4 steps down. He says, it's unique. He says, it's unique.
Unique.
And the first thing he put in was the television, started a line. There's nobody there.
Wow.
I said, why are you starting a line? We need the people in here. No, you'll see. Wait. Sure enough, you start a line, boom, the line backs up.
Everyone wants
Yeah,
it.
And
Everybody
everybody
wants
wants in. You open
Yeah.
the door, everybody comes in.
That's brilliant.
And then we had guys who go down the row and just pick out the girls, bring them in. All the guys wanted to do was be where the girls were. It's kind of simple math, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place was
Joey
legendary.
Semino was my partner, and Joey Semino was brilliant at that.
Yeah.
He marketed Daisies, he marketed Zeldas, Scott's, Fitzgerald's. We had 4 nightclubs by 72.
Wow.
And every one of them was a right to print money.
Yeah. Oh,
Get
yeah.
it? I know, but
That's
the
amazing.
worst thing you could do is food.
Hey, Mark,
Yes.
can I mic Ken real quick? I feel like these people should hear what he's saying.
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
And
I would just love to mic him.
yeah, no,
Let's mic 'em.
absolutely.
What are you
Because
making
we
me
keep.
for?
Because
Oh,
you're
they
a
can't. The
star.
folks back there can't hear.
They can't hear you.
No one can hear us.
No wonder why they weren't
That's
laughing.
all right. But we're going to use both mics.
Yeah, he could just talk on that one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can talk.
And then that one will pick up the.
Yeah,
All right.
whatever. Okay.
All right. We're
You wanna get
this
back
is
to
on-
hockey?
On the fly. Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely.
let's get back to the hockey.
I
like
want to get back to hockey because you're.
It's not more exciting than the other thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that's the stuff you only get here at Chirping Zebras, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you won't see that on another podcast.
No, true. You won't get that
Right?
one.
Nope.
No.
I'll never do that one again. I hope you got it taped.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, it's on tape.
It's on the
It's
TikTok.
live on the TikTok
Yeah, that's
right
getting
now.
out there. That's getting
Oh
out
yeah,
there. Okay.
we might get banned. Who cares?
Yeah, you'll probably sell a goddamn thing.
So you come in as a rookie.
Yeah.
Right. And you were playing with the greatest hockey player to ever lace him up in
Yeah,
Bobby
short
Orr.
haircut.
What?
He had a baby haircut.
Yeah, he did. He did. He didn't have the flowing locks.
He had a crew cut. Mine went longer. His went longer a year later. But I tell you, him. I'd say he was the best that ever played. Best you could ever possibly play for. I have never seen a superstar as dedicated, as patient, as people. It's just amazing how good he was to people. And at the times, many times, he'd say, "Hey, come with me." I said, "Where are we going?" "Just come." So and we stand as 500-600 people going to sign autograph. And he was, I know there's a few left. I said, "We've been here 3.5 hours."
A few left.
Because there's a few left. There's not many. They kept coming in. I said, "Bob, you got to pull the string sooner or later." Guess, yeah, okay. But 500-600, it's amazing. He took me to hospitals. He used to take me after practice. And, you got nothing to do. Practice is over. Hockey player flight's an hour and a half on the game night and an hour and a half practice.
Right.
And you got 22 hours killed. And
Not a bad gig.
He'd take me to the children's hospital, and, we go into they have wards that I never knew hospitals had. Spina bifida, you're born without a spine, you're hanging, and it's just it just destroyed me. And he went in there. They all knew him by name. They all said, "You didn't score for me last time." "Oh, yeah." I can't go memory night. And then he would banter with them and talk with them, and I'd walk around and just be stunned how anybody could. What a life would that be? And then it became how grateful I was, and it really kind of helped me with people. People are just like me, everybody else. Where you headed? I'm fine.
Right.
But then I took the game more serious. I took everything more serious, and but there's still kind of a crazy side to me, so I enjoyed that too.
Now you won the Calder Trophy
Yeah.
rookie year, and Bobby Orr won it the year before.
Yeah.
And that's, I believe, never happened again.
I don't
Same
think so.
team,
Never
two
happened
in a
again.
row, Calder
It
Trophy.
only happened once before.
once before you guys.
Now, it was Earl Reibel, and I think it was the goaltender in Detroit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fill that mic, Mark.
That mic there. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that way you
Technical
don't have to hold it.
difficulties.
Technical
Wait,
difficulties.
you know what? If they want to hear, they'll come closer.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
all about.
Over here,
This is
too.
what we do.
Okay.
So it happened once before you and Bobby.
Yeah. Earl Reibel was the first I remember, and I think it was Roger Crozier.
Okay.
It was post-war, so it would have been the 50s, 49s. Yeah, post-war.
Okay.
So, yeah. Roger Crozier made it come in. I don't know. I maybe not Roger, but it's the only two that did it.
Wow.
And I come after Bobby.
Now, 2 Stanley Cups. Everyone, that goal obviously Bobby's goal, right? The flying goal.
Couldn't have a
Iconic.
better person at a better time.
And it should be on everyone's wall if you live in Boston and you're a Bruins fan.
And have it signed.
And have it signed.
And you have to have it signed.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to have it time.
I'd love to hear from you that whole play.
Well, the goal itself. Well, I came to the game, right, and I was wearing a tuxedo.
Nice.
I kind of thought maybe we would win, and I wanted to be dressed for the occasion. When she was let in that third goal, I went, "Oh, jeez, don't let it." And then Harry Simmons says, "We're in the dressing room, we're talking around and milling around. Guys were expecting to play. I knew Esposito and Hodge, and they were all going." And Harry stood at the head of the room. He goes, "A lot of these end in the first minute or two, and no one ever plays the defensive line first. Shut down their line. They're going to be all offense. Hold them, get into a game of attrition, and they can't beat us."
What a strategy.
Yeah. So I went out against Red Barons. That was their top line, and it was amazing. It just we got it. Once we got it in their end, it never came out. Donnie Arias on the left point, and with Bobby. Bobby took chances, and when Bobby took chances when I was on the ice, because I always cut
Came
behind
back.
him.
Yeah.
When I was taught in junior, the defenseman goes with them. And it was just starting then. The centerman's got to cut behind him and take the play, be a defenseman. So I cut behind him, and then at that time, nobody knows it. I had two shots. Hit the post both sides.
Oh,
Hit the left post, hit the right post.
Before that goal.
Yeah, the right post went around the Bobby.
that's right.
Right? And I was shooting, so the momentum took me to the side of the net, but I'd already by it. So then I seen Bobby go for it, and I had to get open. So I went to the open. He just ding,
Give and
slid it
go.
over, and it's kept on going. And I flipped it back over. The defenseman had to make a choice.
Yeah.
John Guy Talbot. He had to either stay with Bobby, right, and leave him back there alone, me back there alone. But he did. He went to me, and he turned to me and freed Bobby. And all Bobby did was just redirect it. Went up through his legs, and I watched it come up through his legs, hit the mesh, started spinning. And I said, "Holy jeez, we won the Stanley Cup." And then I looked at the referees to make sure there was no penalty.
Right.
Right, yeah.
And then ran over to Bobby, slid over to Bobby.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that was, oh God, was he excited. Oh my God. In the bottom of the pile was only him and I, and he just was ecstatic. And
Rightfully so.
It couldn't happen to a greater guy.
That's unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everybody says that too. He scored everything. He did everything. That was the year of all years. He was just superb.
Yeah.
Next year he won the scoring.
Now, you played at a time where there was no award for the best defensive forward. But I have a feeling you would have won it.
The Selke Award came in after.
But I have a feeling you would have won it. You would have had a string of them.
Yeah. I would have had the string Carbonneau had.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm not shy about that. That's me getting 25 goals was a bonus. That's where they played me to shut down. Harry sent in my rookie year. I was on the left point in the power play. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Nobody knows that. And come the end of the year, he started. So he took me off the point. He's killing penalties. The last 10 games, 15 games of the year, he was trying to set up the playoffs, and he wanted to know what he was going to go with. And I had a lot of success in penalty killing. And
Perhaps one of the best penalty killers.
yeah, and he called me to Rochester, where he lived in the summer. He says, "I want to come on, drop by if you're around," because I was only 80 miles away, Niagara Falls. He says, "Come on, I want to talk to you." It's okay. He says, "I'm going to have my team. I'm making up my team. My power play is going to come from my first two lines. That's Orr, Busick, Esposito, and Cashman, and Hodge, McKenzie. Esposito and Stanfield. aren't as gifted as you. Sorry, but you're going to be full of penalties. He said, well, what I want you to do is bring it to an art form. Think about it. Work with Bobby. And Bobby always went around the net, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, yeah.
You were up the middle, Bobby turned around the net, you're gone. Then their points started to pull out. They had to cover me or cover Eddie. And
Transform the game.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys transformed the game.
Yeah.
Like, changed it.
But Bobby changed it because that little maneuver around the net. Then I said, what am I waiting here for? I went out into the open. Boop, I got a puck, got a breakaway.
Perfect.
Oh. Hey, I get a breakaway a lot like that.
Yeah.
Because, okay. Don't do it till the third turn, though. So
You want to get 3 in?
But he was, he changed everything.
Oh, yeah.
So we got, the fighting rules in hockey now, right? There was a lot of fighting back then when you were in. Like, now, the instigator, it's what, 2,
That was
5,
it. No,
and 10,
that was-
right? Now
yeah,
it's a
that-
17-minute penalty.
Yeah, I know. The instigator rule came in because of the Bruins.
Correct.
Bobby, again, we're in training camp, my rookie year. And then Bobby stood up. We were going out to play Montreal in an exhibition game. And Bobby says, all right, we're going to make a deal right here. No Bruin will ever be in a fight alone. Closest guy to you, to the fight, jump in.
Jumping.
That was it. Everybody jumped in.
Yep.
Bobby
And
Orr said that.
Guy, yeah.
So we
And if
created
you could,
scrums.
You always went to their guy, pulled them down so your guy could jump on them.
Right.
Yeah. And we did that for 3 years in the league, so that's it.
Yep, put the instigator rule in.
Put the instigator rule in, and then the Broad Street Bullies came along.
Now that it used to be like a half a paragraph, the fighting rule. Now it's like 6 pages, 7
I know.
pages, and plus all the, it's crazy.
Yeah, if you instigate, so they give the 2 to instigate. Then they give the 5
for fighting, and then they tack on a 10-minute misconduct
10 minutes
now.
misconduct for going
Instigate.
third man in.
Correct.
That took a process of about 3 years.
Now,
And then the
Well, they
fight
keep
trap
on trying to get rid of it, but I don't think it.
Do you still think it has a place in the game now?
Oh yeah.
I agree. Like it
Yeah.
still definitely has.
we
You have to-
definitely agree.
You know, hockey's a game that's really run by courage.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous, and it's courage.
Yes.
And your courage is the most important thing. I mean, that's you either come with it, or you got it, or you don't.
Right. And you got to
If you're
go in
not
the
a tough
corner.
guy,
Yeah.
don't be tough. Don't act tough.
Right. Yeah.
But if you want to put it out there that you're game, yeah, you'll have
Answer
plenty
the
of
bell.
callers. But you didn't hit John Rattel, and you didn't hit guys like that. Bobby Clark, you hit. You ran at Bobby Clark whenever you could. I hated that stuff. And there were centermen that I looked at, and like John Rattel, you didn't. That's Brazil. You didn't fight Phil. The one funny fight was Stan Nikita and Phil fought in Chicago.
Yeah, I see.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the guys on both benches looked at each other.
Right.
What are they doing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Keith Magnuson wanted to get on the ice. Forget about it.
That was
They
like
kinda-
Costa and I fighting last
Kind
year.
of
Right.
patted down each other's pads and left it at that. But
That's outstanding.
That was
Who
a lot.
who was the toughest guy you fought?
John Ferguson,
Really?
John Ferguson.
Teddy Green in practice. It's kind of
Really?
why I made it.
Why you made the Bruins?
Well, yeah, I was, like I said, I was way down the depth chart. Harry Sinden said his whole life, he's only seen one person make it from training camp. Not on the charts.
No kidding.
He said it was Sanderson. He came, his second shift on the scrimmage, he ran Teddy Green. And I looked at Milt, and I looked at Harold. I said, wow. And then Green just came running back at me. I pushed it away, and now we had a little beef. I'm going to be his teammate. I don't want to beat him up.
Right.
Then again, I probably couldn't have beat him up. But I'm going to fight it anyway.
Okay, yeah, give it an effort.
Hey, you got to get counted.
Absolutely.
So, I went on. So they made 2 teams, Busick's Bees and Green's something. And obviously I was on Busick's team and he was on his own team. And they were the 2 captains. And that's what the management wanted. They came to watch the scrimmages with me, all of them.
Really?
Well, he kept going after Teddy Green. And I kept going after Teddy Green. And he kept on, what are you doing?
Trying to make the team.
Trying to make the cake. That's all.
And it made the team.
We went to Montreal in an exhibition game, and we had a big brawl. Harry said, we don't want, this is an exhibition game, and don't get any points for goals. Don't get any points for wins. It's an exhibition game. I don't want to see anybody out there that doesn't want to fight. So we had this big brawl in Montreal. That was my first exhibition game against Montreal. So I fought Terry Harper, and then I fought Claude LaRose. So I got those two guys, and I can't lift my arms. It's only 180 pounds. So Teddy Harris, 6'5", yo, he says, and points to center ice. I can't lift my hands. I couldn't move my sweater. I was beat. And I went out to center ice, all bravado. And then I see Teddy Harris's face change. She goes, I got no beef with you, Teddy. He goes, you do, if you want him. That was it.
Wow.
That's the best. That's when I knew I made it.
Yeah.
Respect.
Because your teammates know when you're going to make it first. Next day they said, "Hey, we're going for a beer. You coming?"
Answer the bell, right?
Yeah, into the bell. Yeah. So I said I don't drink, but and Jerry Cheever says to me, "You want a beer?" I said I don't drink. Phil Esposito says, "Hey, if you don't drink, you don't start." And I thought about it. Cheever said, "You'll never make it. You won't be able to handle the pressure." Esposito said, you make your own pressure. Don't drink, don't start." And I had a choice. I tell everybody in AA, you got a choice. I can learn to drink, I could not.
Right.
And I made the choice to learn to drink. And there's no such thing as learning how to drink.
No.
No.
And I've been sober since 1980.
That's incredible.
That's incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah, well,
That is
that
incredible.
wasn't easy.
No, it's not easy.
And that wasn't easy. I took 13 detoxes.
Bobby Orr was
Bobby
pivotal
was,
in that, right?
Where would he be? He'd be at the end of the bed.
Right.
As he was in Chicago. And I come out of a blackout and I said, "Hey, what are you doing here? What am I doing here?"
Good night.
And the doctor goes, "Anybody going to tell him?" Bobby says, "I will. You're a drunk.
Right.
And you're addicted to drugs you don't even know you had." And I couldn't name you 7 drugs. And he never gave up. And then you just eventually, other people help. Nobody does it alone. Nobody does it without something, and nobody does it without God.
Absolutely.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
If people have a problem with alcohol, the only thing I could tell them is let go and let God. If you have the strength to do that, give up control of your life and let God handle it, you're fine.
November 5th this year will be 19 years for me. So
God bless.
I'm on the boat with you, my friend.
That's it, baby.
I am.
So, yeah. Shouldn't be doing it in a bar.
Yeah, well,
You guys can drink Coke. I drink Coke.
I got your Coke right here if you want.
you
I
got
got
it?
water for you, too. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want.
we got it right here.
Oh,
if you
good man.
need to wet the whistle.
That ain't mine. It's yours. I don't use straws.
Oh, okay.
Everybody thinks you got to drink in it. Do you mix if it's straws?
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got your water, too. So if you-
I
You're,
know, thinking now, no, don't do straws.
Your story, though, of recovery is so inspiring.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, everyone remembers you as the hockey player and you as the rock star, around town.
that was a lot of fun. But
Yeah, but
a good run.
your story of recovery is just absolutely inspiring, and for many reasons, because we all hit
to
bottom.
us, well, we know.
Yeah, we all hit
People don't
bottom.
know that we know. So,
Right. And if you know, you know, as they say.
Yeah, we know, we know.
Yeah.
God
Well,
bless. I'm with you.
Right. Now, going back to hockey, so you end up signing that deal.
Oh, Philadelphia? Oh, yeah.
Now, walk us through that because obviously you bled black and gold, right?
Yes, I did.
And to make that decision,
I had no intentions. It's a long story.
Well, no, we have time.
I had no intentions of leaving the Boston Bruins. None. I stayed with the Boston Bruins. They're my only friends.
No.
I left Niagara Falls. I left my country. I came here, and they're the only guys I knew. And we hung out. We were really a close team. We did everything for each other. Nobody had to do anything alone. Always guys went with. And, that's well and good. I had no intentions. And Johnny McKenzie jumped because they didn't protect him. So he jumped to the Philadelphia Blazers. And McKenzie brought Philadelphia to my table because he was the player coach.
Oh, that's right.
So Johnny McKenzie come into Daisy Buchanan's and he said, hear him out. Just hear him out. And they said, okay. Well, when? I said, 4 o'clock today, have him in my lawyer's office. And I hung around with Pi. Pi and I had a few pops. And I had maybe 7 beer in me. And I went over, and I walked in, and Joey Cimino and Jimmy McDonough, my partners in the bar business, they came with me. And we were looking to expand and do things, and we needed cash. So the guy said, Derek, I'm here to offer you $2,300,000. I'd give it this with the look at Joey. And Joey's, take it. And I'm looking at Jimmy, no. And I said, hey. It may not be I'm authorized to go as high as $2,600,000. I said, whoa, $2,600,000. I said, if you give me another $50,000, I'll be the highest paid player in the world because Pele only makes $2,600,000. And he was a soccer player.
Yeah.
And that's what it came out as.
That's excellent.
And it actually give them a lot of press.
That's pretty cool.
And that's what they wanted. I just seen Pele signed that morning for $2,600,000. And that rang in me, 50 more and I'm good.
Well played.
That's
well
awesome.
played.
Well played.
Awesome.
So, and so I said, okay. It's all happened. One go-round. I said, the Bruins traded a lot of my friends. I don't want anybody to trade my friends anymore. I don't like losing teammates like that. He goes, we will not make a trade without your permission.
The Bruins said that.
I looked at Jimmy.
Philadelphia.
I looked at Joey. And I said, wow, I own the team. That makes me owning the team. How could I do? Well, okay. And I said, yeah. And I got to be captain and I got to be in a power play. They said, the money you're making, you'll probably be never off the ice. So anyway, I said, I want a 2-bedroom suite on the road. I said, write it down, initial it. Write it down, initial it. He's doing handwritten on the paper.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I said, something? I know what you'll do. You'll send some of my friends to the minors and trade them from there. Can't send anyone to the minors without my permission either. Okay. I said, I own the team. I own the team.
Yeah.
I said, wow. I said, my dad is a great scout. $250,000, 5 years. $50,000 a year for my dad. He was doing shift work at General Motors. Okay. Hey, Dad. I didn't know it. I called him later.
What a story.
Yeah. So I'm making all sorts of money. I just love this.
He's hooking up everybody else.
Yeah. But I'm having fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had no intentions of leaving. So I kept on pushing.
Right.
I said, initial all those clauses. I said, right? Sign it. And they both signed it. I did not know that Jim Cooper, who signed me, was giving me Bernie Brown's money. Jim Cooper owned 50% of the team for guaranteeing the franchise price. Jim, what's his name? Bernie Brown owned 50% of the team for guaranteeing the salaries. Huge difference, 75,000 to 8 million. So he's giving me Bernie Brown's money. And I said, well, okay. Sign it. And I said, give me 5 banking days. They looked at each other.
Yeah.
What are 5 banking days? I didn't know. I saw it on television.
You have no idea.
Yeah, no. It sounded like a sexy phrase, right? I mean, 5 banking days. It happens to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday. It'd be 5 banking days for Tuesday. So I could have the extra 2 days in the weekend. They signed it. I rolled it up, put it under my arm, said, okay, boys, see you, but I'll get back to you.
I'll get back to you. You didn't accept it. You
said
said
on
I'll
it.
get back to you.
No.
Oh,
I
that's
drove
brilliant.
from there at 4 o'clock to Weston Adams Sr. It was his team. He picked me when I was 15.
Yep.
My dad always be loyal. Somebody does the right thing by
Be
you,
loyal.
stick with them.
Yes.
Be loyal. You can't go wrong being loyal. And my dad would, that wouldn't be right. So I took the contract, signed. The butler got the door. I had to be off to the library. And he come in with this little smoking jacket on. He had cancer, so he was dying. And he says, so, what is this? I said, well, I talked to Philadelphia today. They offered me a pretty good contract. I'd like you to read it and advise me. You did that before. I'll take your advice again. And he said, wow. He said, I'd love to see it. What do you mean by that? I said, whatever you say. He says, Derek, this is your family, you and your family's financial stability for life. Manage this property, you'll never have a bad day.
Right.
I said, no, I'm kind of happy where I am. And he says, I'm getting that sense. Are you willing to tell me that you would... Now, freeze that conversation.
Okay.
I wasn't signed, that's why I was eligible. I wanted $80,000 with the Bruins. Charlie Mulcahy, the Bruins lawyer, they're only worth $75,000. That's triple salary.
Because you were only making 25, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I
the
tripled
year
the
before.
sign. Yeah, so I won the second cup. I was only making 25. No,
That's
yeah.
insane.
So he
Insane.
says, yeah. So he says, all right, I think you're only worth 70. Because he's a mean guy. He just wanted to get his 2 cents in. So I said, nope, not me, 80. That's it. I walked out. And we're going through it, and then I bring that contract to the old man, and he said, I'm sensing you'll stay with the Bruins. He said, would you sign with my son? I said, yeah, Weston Adams Jr. He's the president. So he says, you signed with him? Yeah. I said, would you do it today? He said, yeah. He said, that... And he said, I said, that's pretty good. And he said, and under the circumstances, we'll give you the 80. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
You know what? That's a businessman.
Yes, it is a business.
That's a businessman. That's my budget. That's what I live with.
Right on.
He did it when he scouted. He with Motel 6s. He didn't go to hotels. Cheeseburgers. It's out in Canada.
Wow.
He was a diehard, loved the game. And I said, okay. And I came back to the office and Weston, I said, I don't want Charlie Mulcahy in that room with your son. Oh, no, he won't be in the building. So I'm driving, I get in, boom. I'm in. Weston's sitting across the desk. He hands me over a standard player's contract, team bonuses. And he said, I signed the deed. And I said, you know, people are going to put me in Bridgewater if they ever think I turned that down to take this. And he said, oh, we appreciate your loyalty. So at this point, I'm kind of trying to bite the bullet. I'm going, geez, they are going to lock me up. So going back to finishing my signature, door opens up. Charlie Mulcahy stuck his head in and says, I still think you're only worth 75. Took the pen, threw it at him, and fuck you, bang. And I left.
Wow.
Same thing happened to Jerry Cheevers. He was doing the same thing, and he left for the same reason, Charlie Mulcahy. Nobody prints that. No one told him that story.
No, I've never heard that.
No, I got a lot of them.
No, that.
What a great.
That is
I got
one
a
of
lot
the
of
best.
stories.
That's really good.
It's
I
one
love
of the best stories I've ever
Hockey
heard.
people have the best stories.
They
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I mean, that
well,
is
you
just
gotta try
incredible.
You gotta wait till everybody's dead.
That's good advice.
Yes.
That's good advice.
Yeah. Sonny McDonough, God bless him. He was the chairman of the Governor's Council. He had appropriated away. He, I guess, picked 19 of the state's last 24 Supreme Court justices. So when we had the trial, he said, Derek, how do you see it? I said, I think it's the little guy better than yourself, Your Honor, because that's the way I looked at it. Boom, over.
That was
Jerry
outstanding.
Cheevers had and I went time to go to the track. He said, we're going to be out of here for the double. He was a co-defendant, and
Put it
both
on
went in. We
Seabiscuit.
got in for the double.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Now, because we're Chirping Zebras and we both refereed, you know, I always love to ask players, because back in the day, there wasn't as many refs as there are now. Who was
You know the best referee?
Who
You want the
was
best
it?
referee?
Yes.
Oh, geez, I could see him like you said. You get a memory, you get a little older. Geez, Lloyd Gilmore,
Okay.
the West Coast guy,
Yep.
come up through the Western Coast League, played junior, played his hockey, then he was going to make it, so he became a referee.
Oh, it usually happens.
Yeah, yeah. But the good ones were, he used to go like this on a dive. And so the players didn't do it.
Right.
Because, 4 minutes, so enough. So, yeah, 4 minutes,
All right.
we're good.
With 4 minutes, we're good.
My fish
Yeah.
and chips is cold.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a new one.
No,
Yeah.
now I had the, what's his name? Paul Stewart.
Paul Stewart.
You know why Paul
Buchanan.
Stewart is the best referee?
Why?
He was an enforcer.
Yes.
He was a tough.
Yes,
He
he
played
was.
for the Quebec Nordiques.
Yeah.
And he fought. When I was doing the broadcast and watching Paul, I used to see him say, oh, you're tough, go ahead.
Yeah.
He would stand right between, go, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
You want him? I'm not going to hold you back. And
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. And then,
That's how we. Yeah.
chickens just backed right out of his base.
Yeah.
So Paul Stewart kept everybody honest.
Kept everybody in check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was Brian Lewis? He was one of my bosses in the East Coast League. B. Lou.
You know, I like Brian. He tried so hard. He did. He was
great.
on. It was his best effort he gave.
Yeah. He was.
But you know, every day he was like, when he knew he made a mistake,
He owned it.
he owned it. No,
Yeah.
he owned it, but you knew he owned it.
Oh, right.
So you didn't. Yeah. He said, and you know it for another one, and even up would be coming. But there were some great referees.
Andy Van Hellemond.
Bill Friday.
Bill Friday was a
Bill
legend.
Friday was a.
Andy Van
John
Hellemond
Ashley.
was my boss in the East Coast League. Andy Van Hellemond.
Andy Van
Yeah.
Hellemond, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Van Hellemond was good. What's his name was? John Ashley was. He was the last.
Bruce Hood.
He was the last.
was around, yeah.
I remember my first game was against Detroit, and my dad said, "Don't back down from Gordie Howe." And so I said, we're facing off, me and Lindsay Howe and Delvecchio.
Yeah.
I skated over to Howe. I said, "Hey, don't fool with me. I'm gonna or I'll hurt you." Back to the face-off, dropped the puck. John Ashley said, "What did you just say?" He said, "I would think twice about going through with this." And he dropped the puck. And boom! I got an elbow right in the head. Johnny McKenzie's on the bench going, number 9. But John actually tried to warn me.
All right, we got to wrap this up,
Yeah,
guys.
wrap it
Thank
up.
you very much
We
for
might-
this. This was
we might
awesome.
have to-
Right, we had some giggles.
We might have to have you back on because there's so much more I wanted to get
I
to
know,
with the
but
broadcasting and stuff.
These are just leaders. I get paid to do these things now.
No, this was
We
absolutely
definitely
awesome.
want to mention your cause, though.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These sticks are awesome.
This is Jeremy Schwayman's stick. Yeah, they
My
are.
daughter plays
Yeah.
goalie, so I flock to this one very
Yes.
quickly.
Are you goal?
No, my daughter plays
Oh,
goalie.
God bless her.
Yes.
And this is yours, Derek Sanderson's
They're
stick,
always tough.
Oh, yeah.
right here.
What's that one?
That's your
This
stick.
is a stick we put together.
Heroes.
Dan Flynn and myself. It's his idea, and it's my stick, my story. It's a collectible, and you go through it, and it's got my number, and then it goes all the pictures of where I went and how I come out of it.
That's amazing.
And at this end, it's your
And they
Heroes
make-
collectibles.
And they make them custom, too, right?
custom.
So,
Yeah.
so
You
if
make
you
your
want
own
to do for your
sticks with your own
kids,
people.
Yeah,
You'd
it's a
have
great Christmas
Bergeron.
gift.
Bergeron sticks are up there.
Very good.
That's
You
incredible.
can buy them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
on
Derek,
sale.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
very
on.
much.
It's been an
Pleasure.
absolute
This was
honor
awesome.
having you on. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Episode 34 with Derek Sanderson. How
What?
good was that?
Oh, it was unbelievable. What a guy. What he has endless stories.
Yeah.
We could have gone
We
for
could
hours.
have gone for another 3 hours.
We're getting them. Because the
Bruins-
game was starting.
Yeah, the game was starting, and the way the game is going, we should have just kept going with Derek because it
Yep.
would have been more entertaining.
Way more entertaining.
Yeah, but we want to thank AOA Studios. We want to thank Josh Dolan, who put all this together. We want to thank Derek Sanderson. We want to thank our sponsor, the Referees Crease.
I want to thank my cousin Morgan for coming out, selling merch all afternoon.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
it
we
was
want
great.
to thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, how about
And
that?
We'll see you next time right here on the Chirping Zebras.
Let's go.